So we will continue from last last class discussion. So constructor, as we know, it is a function that belongs to a class, and it is such a function that creates the object, or that creates the memory for the object. A class always have a constructor, and if we are not writing any constructor, or we forget to add the constructor, then by default Java will add a uh, default constructor, that is a simple blank empty constructor. Java have to add it. And if we are using a parameter constructor, that is uh, we are using a constructor that is accepting formal arguments, then before initializing the constructor, the constructor has to be written, otherwise it will be error. Again I will say, when we are using a simple non-parameter constructor means a constructor that is having no argument as a pass by value or pass by reference. There is no argument in the pass by value or pass by reference. It is a non-parameter constructor. So how to identify a non-parameter constructor? It is with the new keyword. Whenever we see the new keyword, after that there is a writing whatever we write, that is belong to the constructor, that is the constructor. So that is you identify with the new keyword, that is a constructor. And if the constructor have no argument, whether formal or whether pass by value or whether reference, if there is no argument, then it is called a non-parameterized constructor, or empty constructor, or default constructor. If we use such default constructor, then we may skip the constructor definition in the class, because we are writing a default constructor. We may skip the writing constructor ourselves. Java will add it by default. But if we intend to use a blank constructor, but we want to use the blank constructor for initializing values, fixed values, like a variable top is equal to -1. Suppose we want to initialize it, top is equal to -1, then the particular constructor you may write, you may choose to write. But if we are using a constructor that have parameter, suppose there is a constructor int x, then there you cannot avoid writing the constructor. You have to write the constructor. So constructor have to be written that then. So here just program. In this program there is a my class. It's a name of the class, and a constructor have the same name with the class name. So there is this constructor, this is the my class, this is the constructor, and it accept a argument x, int formal x. It represents the formal argument. That is the definition of the constructor. Now constructor is a function whose name is same with the class, but it have no return type. So that is the way identify a constructor. Since it is a function, it must be have to be called, otherwise it is not going to initiate. You must have able to call the function. So every function have to have a invoking syntax. So let us go to the main function here. So we will see where the invoking of constructor is happening. So where the invoking of the constructor happens, the same syntax where the object is declared. So what is a object? Object is the variable of a class. Object is the, like every data type have variable. So object is the variable of belong to a class data type. What is a class? It is a abstract data type. In this particular example, this is the my class is the example of a type of class data type. This is the name of the data type is my class, and the variable or object is this my object obj. It is the declaration of the object. So in this particular line we are creating this constructor. So my class, my object is new my class. So it is the constructor, and x is a parameter passing to the constructor my class. Now where is the constructor is generally is the inside the class. So if you go to the my class, you see here there is this constructor. So when we are in line number 13, if this constructor function is complete, when the statement will be read by the system, the Java system, this constructor will be invoked, and the variable x will be given the formal x data. So that is from here, this is the constructor. This constructor invokes the definition, this particular constructor definition. So a constructor is used to initialize some set of parameters, basically not to write a program but to initialize a set of parameters. So what is this data type x? X is a data type integer. So first we accept a input from the user. Scanner is a new scanner, system.in. It is the input from the user, and since it is a integer data type, we will convert the input sc.next. sc.next means the input to read a there is a syntax to read a input. Now scanner is a class, it is a library class. So it is a library class. Since it is a library class, we will have to write the statement import java dot util dot scanner. So that means scanner is a member of the group util, which is again a member of the Java package. That is, this is the bigger level, then there is a sub level, then there is a sub level scanner. So dot such a way. So after scanner is a class, okay, is a class, because only class only you can create object, function you cannot create object. Okay, always object is created for such a class and interfaces. So Java is a collection of such library classes. Like yesterday you have seen the comparable class. There is another class called the scanner class. A scanner class have library to input, right? So first then we create object sc. Sc is equal to new scanner. Definitely now this is a constructor scanner. This constructor is there in the scanner class. we are not going to see what is the content. So scanner SC, so scanner is the class, SC is the object, is equal to new scanner, this is the constructor. So it is a parameterized constructor, scanner, that is the library function, that is order library class or the library constructor. It's a scanner and it have a argument. This argument tells that from where to take the input. Sometimes the input can be there in a file, sometimes the input can be from the standard keyboard, sometimes the input can be from the network device, such. So we have to first define the scanner constructor, where to initialize the reading of the input. So here particularly, since we are going to take the keyboard input, so system.in is a you can say it's a way of indicating the scanner constructor that some input is going to come from the system. So that means from the keyboard. System means the keyboard, that is the basic system. Now whatever the input is going to come, it is going to be accessed by SC object of the scanner class. And since scanner read everything in string format, so we'll convert it into integer. So integer dot, that means integer is a class, that is why we are using a dot. So inside the integer class there is a function to convert string to integer. There is a function to convert string to integer. This function is called parse int, and then we have to give the value that we want to parse. How to get the value? Sc.next. Sc.next means to get the data. So x is the integer data type. X is equal to, integer is a class, integer is a inbuilt class. So whatever you will see red color here, they are library, there is a keyword. Yeah, you understand keyword. This import is a keyword, public is a keyword, this green color keyword, red color keyword, or you can say data type, or you can say string is a data type, system is a type. Means type means class. Class is also a type. Yes or no? Class is a data type. So system, that's why it is a red color. String is a red color. So integer is a data type, so red color. System is a data type, red color. System is a data type means class. Class, that's why we are using the dot operator. So and class is also called a data type. So that's why I am saying system is a data type. And integer is a basic data type that we know, so it is a red color. And why now we are doing the parsing, that you can see integer dot parse int sc dot next. That means the scanner object, whatever it read from the system dot in, it convert into integer and store it x. So that is the first thing we are doing. After that, after that, so that is the first thing. So then after that, this x will be passed as a argument to the constructor, that is our user defined class construct. So my class. Now how to do? My class, my object is equal to new my class. Now this is the constructor and it can accept one integer value. So we pass this integer value x, this x that we have converted from the sc.next. This we are going to give to the constructor my class. Then after that, nothing we are doing, simply output that what the value we have given from the input, whether really it is stored in the x value, we have to verify. How to verify? My object, that is the object to which the constructor is created, my object dot x. So x is a value accepted from user, then this value is given to the constructor, And what is the purpose of constructor? To initialize the parameters. So here what is the parameter? X. This is initialize. This is initialize means giving a initial value. So before the program start. So constructor is called as soon as the object is declared. That is why initialize. Initialize means before any function is going to start, constructor will prepare the variable. Sometime value will be given 0, sometime value will be given -1, or sometime value will be given user defined. And then after that we can do the rest of the program. So here system.out.println myObject.x going to print the value. Now here can you see, this is a online editor, this is a online Java editor. This editor can accept both command line argument as well as user argument. So if we have user argument, first we have to enter the value here. First we have to just enter the value here. After that execute button you have to press. So you see output is 5. Here you can see output 5. If I give output 50 and execute, so output is 50. So this is the place where the input have to be given. If more than one input is there, then we have to press enter, and then we have to give 2 values. And this is the place where command line argument will be given. So let us also display one command line argument, then it will be easy. We understand how this works. So suppose we want to print the second argument or the first argument. Suppose OP lab. So you see this time OOP is the output is coming. So this is called command line argument OOP. So we have here 2 value. First index 0 is the OOP and index 1 will be lab. So index 1 will be lab. So execute. So index 1 this time is coming lab. So ARGS is the argument to the main function. A main function does not require a constructor, so it's a working same like a constructor. Okay, so these particular values command line argument. So main function is doing the same thing like a constructor, but it is not exactly a constructor, but you can initialize values. You can initialize values from this ARGS argument. Okay, this ARGS argument. And like similarly, but there is one difference. The constructor initial values we give from inside the program. That means the constructor initial values we have to give from inside the program. Means that is the program have to be modified if you want the program to have constructor values. They have to be supplied within the program. Means once the program start, but in order to start the program there have to be a main function. If there is no main function, then program you not able to start the program. And if there is a main function, then you can start the program. Also you can pass arguments from the place where the program your execution starts. Means the execution from where you are calling the program, for that will the origin of your execution. You can set some values at the time of execution only if you have main function. But if your program have no main function, then the initialize, if suppose you want to initialize the value of some functions of the class parameter, but there is no main function, that is only possible with constructor. But if your program want to use the program from suppose you want to start the program, you want to start the program, then you want to give values at the moment the program start, then main function, and the values to be given are the called command line argument. And if you have user input, then you call this a standard input. So the values are given here in the right side. This is for the standard input, that is the scanner system dot in values, and this is the here you can see the values we are giving from inside the program, the constructor values giving from inside the program. That means if the program does not if I execute button, if not press, constructor values, constructor is not going to be invoked. And command line argument, these values are giving from the external environment. Means if there is two or more programs communicating with one another, then command line arguments can be used to communicate inputs to a program. A program when it starts, like a constructor when it start, we are initializing. So a program when it starts, if you want to initialize, then we are using the command line arguments. So there is a basic difference between passing value by main function command line argument and passing value by constructor argument. So if both are different in such a way that main function you can pass the value from outside the program, that means from outside the program, if you want to pass value to a class, then we want the main function, so that the parameter values can be set. And if there is a constructor, then first there have to be some mechanism to invoke the main program, and after that the constructor. So without the main program, the constructor cannot function. So there has to be some way of reaching to the constructor. But the main function argument args parameter, the values can be given from the command line arguments. So to start the command line arguments, no need to wait for the main function. Like to start to initialize the constructor, first we have to wait for the main function. If the main function is not starting, constructor will wait for the main function to start, then whatever input accept, that it is passing to the constructor. But the main function, as soon as the main function starts, the command line argument can be given, and this can be initiated. So see if we are getting this lab. So why I have showed you is this, because this is important, how to give input, how to give command line argument, and how to give the constructor values. And this particular constructor that we see here is called a parameterized constructor. It has this parameter it has parameter inside it. And rest, if you now do the executions that you have